What is up, guys? Here we have a third place deck profile at the Ultimate Time Wizard. Or not the Ultimate. Yeah, it is the Ultimate Time Wizard.
Team Ultimate Time Wizard.
Team Ultimate Time Wizard, Las Vegas. With a man who is a real estate agent. Let's just shout that out real quick.
I am. If you guys are looking to buy or sell in Massachusetts or Rhode Island, I'd be more than happy to help.
Okay, cool.
Full-time realtor, full-time duelist, full-time banker. We're out here.
Yeah, you're in the finance. Okay, cool. So you decided to play what deck in Go format?
So I initially do Edison format, but we made a team decision for me to play GOAT because we had Dan Rose on our team. He won Ultimate Time Wizard Niagara and just got top 4 at Orlando. So we figured he's been killing it, have him at Edison, and then I'll do GOAT. I haven't played GOAT a lot recently. I played it from like 2020 to like 2022, like almost every day until like Edison popped off.
Yeah.
So like my fundamentals are there, but I can't believe I did so well.
Right. And you won this mini giant card.
Yeah, the
medium.
oversized DMOC,
yes,
which is super sick. So I don't know if you guys like pay attention at all, but they'll do it from like certain sets, right? So some of them have Kazuki at the bottom because he still had the rights to Konami at the time, whereas other ones it'll have the 2020 Shueisha. So just a little bit of swag for you guys.
Yeah, definitely cool. Okay, let's go into your deck profile and then we'll go to your matchup.
Playing Chaos Control. So just normal stuff. 3 Thunder Dragon. I played 3 Magician of Faith. Most people play 2. I like the 3rd to be able to have a 6th light, and it's just like getting back spell cards is just absolutely insane. Even if they play Nobleman, which happened to me a few times, of course it sucks, but by having a 3rd one, you're technically deck thinning by another card, so you're slightly increasing your chance of drawing better cards as well. Especially having fun with like, Tsukiyomi, which I did a couple of times. One game I did Pot of Greed like 6 times in one duel, which was insane, but
yeah, that's right.
Anyway. Shout out to Echo, that happened against him, but anyway.
Echo, what'd you
3 Gravekeeper Spies. It's modern GOAT. Like, you have to play Spy. That's why Air Knight fell off. Like, this card's insane. Yeah, it's just big booty. Like, I faced, I think, like 6 Warrior decks. So, like, this card was going in.
Yeah.
2 to Koichi. I was on 3, but I just think that if you're gonna run 3 of a card, it needs to be like the absolute like card. Like, it needs to be insane, and which I think Spy and definitely Magician of Faith are. It's Thunder Dragon too. So I think like 2 is good. I would usually side these out for like different monsters, so like Zambira for like Warriors, or like Kaikus against like the mirror match, especially like going second, because going second setting a card, like you might as well just sign the match slip. I played 2 Chaos Sorcerer, not 3, I think 3 bricks. Even though the percentages is like slightly lower, I just think this card's insane. I also would like side out one of these as well if I figured like Kaiku was coming in, just to not have like a dead card in my hand. This is controversial. I played 1 Night Assailant. I know most people play 2. I was originally playing none, but talking to my teammates about it, they said it was insane to like not play it at all, especially with like Regeki breaks and stuff. So I figured playing 1. I think playing 2, like obviously you can get cute with like Graceful Charity and stuff like that, but I mean it's just a man-eater bug, but it's more so being like a free discard. That's where the utility really lies. If you're setting this, it's not the greatest, but I did set it a couple of times and it did win me some games. So shout out Night Assailant.
There you go.
Breaker, staple.
Sinister.
Card's insane. And then shout out to Dallas Bailey. I was able to pick this up last night, so he's a part of my deck forever now. French DR2 Blackluster Soldier. Nice. I'm not gonna pronounce that. I'm Portuguese, not French. So yeah, shout out to Dallas. He's the GOAT. Spells, typical stuff, double knock, standard, duo, all the fun cards. Like, you need a lot of skill to use all these, so yeah, I wouldn't recommend using these cards for beginners. And then I played the 2 Go and the 2 Meta.
Okay.
So originally I was doing Chaos Turbo, so these were Upstarts and Jar Beads respectively. But again, after talking to my teammates, they weren't necessarily real cards, and then like giving my opponents life points, like they're turning like duos into free cards, and just like the power of Thousand Eyes is insane. Like, this is literally GOAT format because of this card. Like, especially with like Turbo, like it just sucks against Warrior. And I'm so glad I made this decision because I faced 6 Warrior decks from like start to finish. Out of all the 9 rounds I played into like top cut 3/4, I faced like 6 Blade Knight decks basically. Yeah. So like if they were Jar Greeds, I was definitely losing. But like again, the power of Thousand Eyes is just unbelievable. And like also, I will mention this. For GOAT specifically, at these Ultimate Time Wizards, there's no extra deck limit. It's not 15, so you, like, I don't know if you guys can see this, but like, I literally played 31 cards in my extra deck. You could probably play 100, but again, like, it's definitely possible because that's what it was at the time. So definitely don't only put 15 if you're playing meta. You can put as many as you want. Okay. But these cards are insane. Yeah. Trap cards, 2 Regeki Break, again, comboing with like Thunder Dragon, Sinister Serpent, Night Assailant. It's just like a fast card versus like Battle Traps, which are like the slowest traps in the game. responding to like premature burials or snatch steals, or even just like in response to the cards to just, you know, set up plays, end phase, like this card's just so good.
Yep. I agree.
Oh, for sure. I was on 2 dust shoot. I think 3 bricks. I would only bring in 3 if I was like going first. Especially because like after you use the first one, like the utility like decrease. It's, what is it called? Diminishing marginal utility.
Yep.
Meaning like the more you experience it over time, the less value it gives for you. So I think running 2 is correct in my opinion.
Okay.
Call the Haunted. This was a recommendation again from my teammates. It won me the 3rd, 4th match, or was it? Or I think it was top 4. One of those matches. Anyway, this card's really good, especially reusing like Chaos Sorcerer and stuff. It's just, and again, they don't see it coming. I don't like premature. I don't like paying for life. But Call's insane.
Yeah.
Staples, yeah. 40 altogether.
Nice. Solid.
Extra deck. So, I mean,
Got a bunch of good tokens.
Go
for sure.
tokens. And then it's like 3 of this.
Yep.
Again, this is just like what I had and like what I borrowed. I mainly used Thousand Eyes Restrict. I never summoned Baltar. Shout out Espadachim de Chamas. I'm Portuguese. This is so sick. Shout out the Flame Swordsman. I never used that. I used Ryu Senshi for insurance. He went insane. I never played these. So I wasn't gonna play this, but apparently against like the Earth aggro deck, you can mind control their Enraged, and then this pierces. So I guess that's relevant. Anyway, these cards. Yeah,
cool.
I thought about playing this, but I didn't need it. Probably definitely want to play more than one of this, but again, it's all I had.
Yeah.
But yeah, so extra deck's not real in Go format. So
except for Thousand Eyes Restrict.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
So then side deck, so 2 Zombira for the Warrior deck. They just can't get over it. It's just, it came in literally every, like, I faced 6 Warrior decks, so I was just like, all right, rinse and repeat, like, know the side deck patterns, which I think just gives you such an edge in, like, these long-run tournaments, especially if you're expecting the same, like, 3 to 4 decks. Like, just getting down your side patterns, it saves so much time, because, like, with Go format, it's the slowest out of the 3, that, Edison, and Tengu. So just by, like, saving time where you can is just so pivotal, especially, again, going into those later rounds where you're tired, and you're just lacking stamina. 2 Kaiku, just, like, mirror match, like, chaos decks. This is, you know, so you can like combo with your cards. And then you have 2 mind control, again, like flip-flop decks. Solemn Judgment, which is for Warrior because they play Solemn Judgment. So you need to be able to have a card that responds to them, especially because like they're just like, it's a helmet deck, right? So they go Blade Knight, set 4 pass, and it's like they usually have like 1 to 2 Solemn, and like so many times the actual Warrior deck would have 3 Solemns in the same game. And I would either like lose, or I'd be able to actually like get them like so low that I was able to just win the game. So by having my own Solemn, even just like similar in how you play Black Wings and Edison, by just like setting Dust Tornado pass, and you can set up your Icarus attack so you can go off later for like your Whirlwinds. Like that's exactly how I would play it, like just setting a Solemn and passing. Like I had a hand where I had Solemn, double Thunder Dragon, and Graceful, and I just went set Solemn pass, because if he Solemn's there, I lose. So by having the Solemn, I'm able to wait a turn, and I drew everything I needed. I drew Heavy Storm, BLS, and something else, and that won me the game. Whereas, and he had the Solemn too. So I was able to negate that, and that literally won me the game. Versus, I think that's just what Go format is, right? It's like acknowledging your options and figuring out how to sequence things, because the slightest slip up will literally cost you the game. Like, especially, again, with stuff like this, I know it's very fun to, you know, play draw cards, but you need to know when to play them. I think that differentiates, like, an experienced Go player from just, like, a simple novice. But then it's 2 Sakuretsu again for the Warrior deck, and then 3rd Dust Shoot that I would just bring in going first against most decks. But yeah, that's pretty much the deck list. In terms of my matchup, so round 1 we drew. I went against Warrior. Game 3 I should have won because he had 1 back row, and end phase I went Raigeki Break to pop, and then I was gonna draw Night Assailant, summon attack for game, and we would have won, but it was time. And that's fine, because I mean, sometimes, like, just because we won doesn't mean the rest of the bracket would have happened, and I would be here giving you step profile, but you know, it is what it is.
Yep.
Round 2, I did against, I think it was the Warrior deck again. Yeah, so Warrior again. I won that one. Round 3, Warrior again. I win that one. Round 4, Warrior again. What a surprise.
Yeah, Warrior's very popular today.
It's literally everywhere. Like,
yeah.
I faced this. So I think that was what, round, like, yeah, because it was 6 rounds. I think it was a little under 100 teams. Round 6 I faced Reasoning Gate. So this deck, screw that deck, first of all. Shout out to Rick. I know he won it with Cyberstein. He's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Chicago, baby. Shout out to him. But so it was game 2. So he already had like 7 cards in his graveyard. and he went activate reasoning. So I went to my teammate Kyle, and I was like, Kyle, what do I call? Looked at his graveyard. He was like 8. Dude mills like 6, 7 cards, and then the next card, boom, D-Mock. He was so defeated, absolutely sacked. It was pure skill. Ask anybody. So yeah, that was reasoning gate. So we won that. So then day 2, we make top 8. So we actually faced the team that we lost against. It was Pudding's team. So my opponent was on, guess, Warrior. And I actually lost to him day 1. And day 2, I lost game 1, but I was able to backdoor 2-0 him, which was crazy. I had like a triple solemn. It was insane. And then we ended up winning that. And then top 4, so I faced I think it was Warrior again. Yeah, it was Warrior again. And I won my match. My teammates didn't, unfortunately. So then we ended up going to 3rd, 4th playoff, where I finally faced a mirror match. After all day, I'm just, absolutely drenched in Warrior. Pause. And then I finally faced a mirror match, and it went to game 3 was insane. I had like 2,000 eyes on my field. We went through like 20 turns, and then I was able to just get there with just like, again, sequencing my plays with like Chaos Sorcerer, Regeki Breaks, Mind Control. Like I think in those states it can be so tempting to be like, okay, I have a tribe, or I have cards that I can play, like Master Dual Grain. Like, the game says I can play it, so I'm gonna play it. It's like, no, sequencing is the entire game.
Yeah.
Like that's why it's so important to play like these different formats. Shout out to Playtest IRL.
Hey,
He's showing you guys these different formats. You can learn anything from any of them, and it's all applicable in some degree, which is why I think it's so important and pivotal to play different formats, whether it's Modern, Go, Hat, Redo, or Edison, whatever it is. There's always something that you can learn and take away to make you a better player, not only in that format, but holistically in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah. So be holistic. That's your advice to everybody who's watching
Absolutely.
this channel.
Just take your time, play test, be intentional with your plays, understand why you're doing your plays, and the sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit. Hey, that's a great thing to end on, and congratulations on your 3rd place finish.
Thank you.
Playing Chaos Control, really good deck, and really great against Warriors especially.
100%.
All right, hopefully see you more in the future, Ryan.
Yes, sir.